21. Ibuki on the scene. These characters are very near and dear to us, aren't they? These characters are very relevant. These are some pertinent characters right here. Ooh. That was kind of cool. Didn't get the last hit, though. I don't even think that's because Alex was crouching. I think it just wasn't going to hit. Is this showing up okay on stream? I didn't even look. Yeah, it is. That's not a combo, but it looks really cool. There's no way to combo into Hien that I'm aware of. But it makes a nice setup into Super 1, which is safe. So it's a good way to get a lot of chip on someone, which is what he was almost definitely going for. But the fact that he hit meant that it was going to kill. Ibuki is quite safe. It's one of her little advantages as a character. That combo because of the dizzy. Hey, SFL. I'm not sure I've ever seen this matchup in the last, like, fucking couple years. This matchup doesn't happen often. I wonder how well Remy can really keep Ibuki out. I imagine she can't slide through low fireballs, but Ibuki's slide goes really low. But I don't think it goes that low. That's impressive that hit. There's definitely, even in the highest levels of play, distinctions between people's execution. That's why people like Sako can exist. Sako is very good at other things, but there are certain things that are available to him and, like, only him because of the execution he has. Does medium kick not cancel anymore? That's actually, I would call that a good thing. If you're talking about Street Fighter V Ibuki. 2 anyone combo stun Remy. Parry into jab. That's a very consistent ATR. Remy should not have jumped. There was nothing doing about an ATR like that. Ooh, Remy's tall, isn't he? That was a punish because he hit an air button he shouldn't have. Remy's doing pretty well when he's on the ground. Not doing very well at all when he's jumping. That was nice. That's what he's been looking for a while. Now, there you go. Predicted the wrong fireball. He was just close enough that you would have a hard time reacting. No, I like that. Ibuki still has a strong poking game, but now the cancelable normals she's using between are, like, often very close range. That makes her more like her third strike version. Ibuki in third strike has, like, she's got decent pokes, but the pokes have no combo ability. And then she's got pretty high damage starters. High damage is a bit strong. Yeah, whatever, high damage starters, but they have incredibly short range. Like her target combo, punch, 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 starts off her stand jab, which is, you know, about as short range as it can get. It's a nice risk-reward thing. Don't forget low forward. There it was. Charge roll midair. Remy has a hard time once Chun-Li gets a super, but he does okay until she gets one. He can't easily stop her from building meter. He can't stop her from whiffing fierces just by throwing fireballs. But he can't stop her from parrying fireballs. And now things get hard because she can super through a fireball. So he has to play by pokes, and his pokes don't really hold up with hers. These are risky fireballs. They're not that risky because it is kind of like, you know, difficult to react from close range. But she could have supered some of those for sure. Yeah, like this. It's really low damage, but very safe. He didn't need to burn that bar. That was a mistake. He could have just parried and done anything, or even not parried and done a bunch of things, like far stand forward or something. Low strong. I'm sure he had a button that would hit there. Fuck, crouch on house. Oof. Good reaction. That cold blue kick to escape the corner, but that good punish on the cold blue kick. Oh, that could have been a lot. It could have been jump fierce slow forward super. Or that. Cut out the middleman. He got kind of a high connect. Comboing out of jump ins is hard in third strike. Good Remy players. Who's the really famous one? There's a Sheen something Remy, but I forget what his name is. And then there's a Piero. He's probably the most famous one. This matchup is not that bad. Or rather, it's a lot better than you would think it is, considering that Chun-Li super punishes a lot of Necro's limbs. Chun-Li does not have a good response for drills. And he still has some long-range pokes that she doesn't have a response to. His hook punch bullshit works pretty well too. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, same guy. That's like the name he's gone by recently. His overheads are okay against her too. Necro overall is not that bad against Chun. Or rather, you could do a lot worse considering his tier and hers. There's this awkward range that Chun-Li doesn't play very well. She's a very strong character overall. But, like this area above her head is an area where she doesn't really do stuff efficiently. That jab! Chun-Li's sweep is unpunishable, but whether you can get a punish is difficult depending on the character you're playing. I think he could have supered through that, but I have no idea for sure. I don't know if it would have gotten some hits to the super and then traded, or if it just would have failed to go through the super at all. Yeah, but even when you take those normals out, it's not that bad. You see he's using like a lot of jump strong and low forward. That's doing him pretty well. And he's not having too much trouble avoiding the corner. Oof. Those are buttons that Necro has a hard time landing in any matchup besides like Hugo. It's a very awkward position. He should have landed and supered when he got that jump strong. That would have comboed. Would have let him out of the corner. Chun-Li is not very good at contesting that range. Nice! This is suddenly 50-50. Yeah! Super punish on hit. He sure did a lot of them. Good old third strike. With normal build meter. For a supposed low tier, Necro isn't really as vulnerable to a lot of things that other low tiers are. It's not really a surprise that Necro has had better success than like Remy in tournament play. Ooh, nice parry. Could have been a much better punish. That parry too. He could have had supers on either of those. Yeah, this is that Alex player. Gal's already in the game. People aren't really sure on his tier yet. Any fighting game where they add characters, those characters that to punish usually aren't very good for a little while. NetherRealm is the exception because they break the characters and then balance them. Yeah, Necro when he corners you is pretty terrifying. It's very common in Street Fighter that a defensive character, when they corner you, becomes, like, insane. It's not always for the same reasons, but it's very common. Necro's is intentional. I think it's intentional. He's got the combo out of his throw. And the combo out of his Super 3. Super 3, I guess, is for the same reason as other defensive characters. Projectiles cause no pushback on cornered opponents. So defensive characters usually have really good fireballs. And not having any pushback on those fireballs makes them really strong when you've got a cornered opponent. 12 is usually regarded to be the second worst or worst. His footsies are really good, but his damage is complete garbage. And he has absolutely no confirms. He's also not very safe. Or rather, you have to use very particular tools to be safe with him. There's no way to make... You can't air parry during an air dash. So there's no way to, like, do those safely. This is a good matchup. People have been playing this matchup for years and years. It's usually regarded to be fair. And it's pretty interesting. I really like the idea of a character with, like, no combos, which 12 seemed to try to be. But they really should have given him something. Oh, that hit him in the air. Ouch. Really bad follow-up, though. He should have just done, like, strong towards fierce or something. Shoulders. Anything. To launch him. It looked like he tried to do some grounded Genei combo. Oh, that EX fireball was so good. He's got this round in the bag. There was, like, no way for Yun to win that. I like the range that the Ken is hanging out a lot. Oh, that hurts, though. He didn't get A. Just an accident. He had the meter. He stood in place for a second after he did it. Like he was surprised that it didn't get A. I think he wanted Gene there. Shoulder into Gene is something a lot of young players, it's kind of weird because the buffer, like, it's kind of hard to buffer shoulder into Gene. Because the shoulder kind of takes too long in its animation. So you kind of have to do the Shoryuken motion and then another full super motion. And the cancel window is kind of small. Most Yuns just do jab strong for your super. They'd, like, cut out the shoulder entirely. The shoulder, I'm pretty sure, lowers the overall damage, so you only have it to build a little bit of extra meter. Fortunately, if you don't have enough meter to do a Gene cancel, then you'll get a shoulder instead. So it's a really easy option select. And then you try and cancel the shoulder. Nice. Very nice. Yun is possibly the hardest character to play. Urien is another obvious answer. Most characters have a few things that are kind of difficult. Genei is more central and more difficult than most of those things, though. Urian's not as hard as a lot of people consider him to be. Charge positioning is kind of hard, but like it comes readily with practice. I think Urian and SF5 will almost definitely have Aegis as a V-trigger. I don't think cross-up unblockables will be in the game, but I think V-trigger Aegis will be. But, you know, it won't be useless. It won't be useless even if they don't have cross-up unblockables. It'll just be like Rashid's. I think Urian is his mirror, if you know what I mean. I feel like if they were going to bring him back, they couldn't not bring that back. There it is. Use the shoulder to build the meter. Did the right combo. That was pretty much perfect. Oh, he wanted the target combo there, but he hit Dudley midair. Instant charge is a V-skill. I don't know what I want them to do with the V-skill. They could do that well. I'm gonna say that could be a really good idea. Oh. F is a really good Dudley. How long is this video? I didn't even check. 30 minutes, not too bad. Charge positioning would not be super useful in Street Fighter 5, or without cross-up unblockables, rather. Ooh, the taunt. That wouldn't be too bad. Ugh. I like watching Elena. That anti-air, jump strong fierce. Ooh! Ooh! That was a pretty hard read. Unfortunately, he fucked his combo up. Oh my god. This Elena player. He went for max damage. Yes! This Elena! Kiraki! I didn't know he had it in him. Dude, Elena's never ever go for max damage. He didn't get it, but at least he went for it. Elena's always pretend that Elena's good combos don't exist. They're always like, max damage, what's that? That juggle's like one frame on a ton of characters, though. That was probably cancelled to an uppercut if Dudley parried. It's a very common anti-air. Anti-air with a normal and cancel it if it's parried. Oof. Ooh, that was nice. No, max damage and setups are usually not fighting for each other. A lot of third strike juggles. A lot of third strike like combos are juggles. So you still have time to get your Oki, like, regardless of how your combo ends. And also, most Okis don't require jumps in this game, so you have time to go for Oki, like, almost all the time. Oh no, that could have been it. Those are so hard to do anything about. The towards forwards. Nice. Yeah. No, Elena players, it's just hard. And the normal she juggles, the special move she juggles into has a lot of commitment time. But like Elena's not really that kind of character as well. I think that's part of it. Elena doesn't really, she's not really a damage or combo based character, so a lot of people don't bother to learn her high damage or combos. Or rather, they learn them, but like it's not central to their play. They get very few opportunities, so they're not as practiced as, say, Ken, who has to land his combos like every single match. You get like one good opportunity to land an Elena combo like every several matches. That's the only Elena combo you pretty much always need. Elena's combos, her like general combos are pretty much low strong into uppercut, low strong into EX spin scythe, or low strong into super. And that's pretty much it. Or like various air tower combos. There's not much to Elena combo wise. But it's not that she doesn't have combos, it's just that like they're all really specific. Most of them are corner only and EX only. So if you don't have a corner and don't have EX, then there's not much to do. She has some neat anti-air stuff too. Like if you get an anti-air, what do you call that move? Rhino Horn. You can get some neat stuff. Her EX Rhino Horn actually has a decent anti-air hitbox and follow-up juggles. And that anti-air hitbox actually hits cross-ups, which makes her, Elena, gives her a little claim to fame as being probably the least vulnerable to cross-ups of any character in this game. That was a good jump. He went for the uppercut instead of the super, though. That's a bit of an unusual decision. That's, like, he should have gone for the super there. Wow, he got it. No, he didn't. That sucks. There he goes. That was a punish, but that's a pretty hard parry. So even if it wasn't a punish, then it would have been difficult. I'm playing Lauren Guile. That combo he did, jump fierce, low strong uppercut, like a lot of Lanos wouldn't have gotten that uppercut. They would have just gone for like sweep. Or like would have gone for low strong into nothing. It's just because that kind of opportunity doesn't present itself a whole lot for this character. Nice juggle. Ooh. That parry and punish on the towards strong. Very unusual. Alright, Pikuraki. What up? The Ken is Ryukin. The Oro is Koro. Oh, I think that was a punish. He should have parried that. It's a very easy parry. Ken going for low short low jab when he has no meter. I mean, Ken's mix-up in general isn't too bad when he has no meter. But that is a very mediocre option when there's no super. Laura has a really nice in-close mix-up, and she's very safe compared to, say, Zangief. But she does have a little bit of a problem closing gaps. A lot of people say her footsies are really good, but whenever they say it, I think they're comparing her to other grapplers, and not Birdie. They're comparing her to, like, Mika or Zangief, who admittedly have even worse footsies than she does. I feel like her normals are pretty good, but they're, like, you know... She basically has zero play outside, like, the range of her stand roundhouse. Ugh! Again with the fireball. That's not too bad to eat, though. Look at Aura's health. Fireballs aren't that bad. That was a really, really awful double jump. The second one was, too. I don't really like the way the Zoro's jumping at all. Okay, that was probably a parry into stand strong, which happened to work, because Ken really fucked the setup. Oof. Hard fireball combos there, but what he should have done was a super, which is what he missed. The super hits before the fireball in that combo, so it would have worked. But it might have been a decision to actively not super. He might have been like, I've got too much health, I don't want to super here. There's no point. Want that meter next round. Or is a scary character, though. He can get really big comebacks. He's like pretty comeback friendly compared to most characters. Huh? Huh? Okay. He wanted the setup. This is higher damage, I guess. Barely. He fucked that up. He had a juggle potential. Juggle there. That was really weird. Backdash into car command grab. I don't know what that was baiting. I mean, I guess backdash meaty baits a throw tech, but normally you just follow up with stand forward or stand roundhouse. Normally you don't follow with a command grab because a command grab can be punished by Ken Shifu. But it's still a mix-up. It's just a more unsafe mix-up. Yeah. I would put Oro in like bottom 3 characters you want to leave alive in this game. If you get a chance to spend extra meter to close the round out, you should do it. It's a bit early for Tominaga to be coming out, isn't it? Oro plays this neutral pretty much like even. Huh? What an odd juggle. The forward dash was pretty smart. It dodged the mix-up. There you go. Oro crutch fierce clean beats Makoto low forward. I've been in that situation many times. Imagine telling Koro in that moment, it's like, hey, you know that backdash you're planning to do? She's going to punish it with a command grab. Be like, what? Makoto's forward dash is really fast. Koro has the best backdash in the game, and she still forward dashed at the same time and punished it with command grab. Oh, stand fierce into taunt. Normals can be cancelled into taunts. It's rarely useful, but it's not useless. There's occasional situations where it's good. For example, Q back roundhouse into taunt. What? There's something really screwy that just happened with Makoto's momentum. Oh, I think it was just a trade. Oro has a long dizzy bar. Oro doesn't get stunned by Makoto's touch of stun. Several characters don't. Q will make it. Hopefully Oro too. I'm pretty confident on those two. The Yun's colors align with Yang's. Like if you pick the button that lets you get that yellow Yun, do you get that blue Yang if you pick that button? I actually have no idea. Oh my god, the reads. Sweet Jesus, that was read after read after read. That's the most mind reading I've ever seen in this game. Damage and stun are pretty much the same thing for Makoto. Sweet Jesus. That one was pretty short. Let's do another.